Welcome back to Hoots. So today is going to be incredibly weird um, for lots of reasons. First and foremost, wife is back in town. My wife is back in town, so I have been ever so slightly busier than I normally would have been. So I couldn't do a proper service. My mistake? No, actually, I do owe you better than that. So realistically, what ended up happening was um, I had completely neglected uh, to do the designated offering that the Garrison Chaplain's office had wanted me to do, and I was wrong for neglecting that. So I'm redoing the video from home and hoping that this thing actually works like it's supposed to. So maybe you guys can hear me. In essence, what we're going to be talking about today is there's a particular sermon on the giving of gifts, and noting that we have gone over the Dana Paramita at least once before. I kind of wanted to go over what makes a person, or how a person of integrity gives gifts. Right. So what we've got is essentially, I'm going to read from the Majjhima Nikaya 110. There's a specific passage that I want to go over, and then I want to go over two ways in which I am very grateful, and I have not shown my gratitude enough. Reasons why I should be giving and why I plan to give. Now, noting, of course, that most of you, or many of you, are not geographically close to the Garrison office, so I'm not going to ask you to provide to make make an offering, a Dana offering, to the Garrison Chaplain's office. If you can, great. If you can't, I mean, distance is a thing, right? So, but if you can, do something in your local community instead. That might be a good way of going about it. So, without further ado, Majjhima Nikaya 110. And how is a person of integrity in the way he gives a gift? There is the case where a person of integrity gives a gift attentively, with his own hand, respectfully, not as if throwing it away, with a view that something will come of it. Good stuff, right? This is how a person of integrity is a person of integrity in the way he gives a gift. So I want to go over actually 3 examples, really, that I can recall, talking about various parts of this. Right. So first off, let's go into a person of integrity gives a gift attentively, and the brand new robe that I'm wearing, which my wife brought back from Cambodia, is a classic example of that. She was very close, very attentive to what I needed, and made this essentially happen. So, thank you, hon, for the new duds. Good times. Now, giving a gift attentively, what we're talking about here is, the stereotype of, oh, hey, I forgot my spouse's birthdays today, and I haven't done anything. Let me go over to Target and grab something quick. That's not attentive giving. That's not what the Buddha is talking about. What the Buddha is talking about for attentive giving is paying attention to the person giving the gift, yourself, paying attention to the person receiving the gift, and that's important. Really giving them some attention, some thought, some reflection as to what they would like, what they would want, what they maybe need, what is going to be a good thing for them. He gives it with his own hand. So essentially this is saying, you don't give it to your brother, to give to your mom, to give to your aunt, to give to your grandma. You go straight from you to grandma. In the military, we have we try to do this. We fail more often than we'd like to admit, but we do try, right? So this is essentially the PTS award that gets mailed because they couldn't take care of it ahead of time because, well, lots of reasons, but mostly they didn't plan, right? And sometimes you don't get time to plan, right? But you really should. If you're a person of integrity, you really should plan these kinds of things out. And a good example of how this works for it in a way that manifests that integrity is, or can be seen in how my old battalion, the 270th Armor, presented my going away stuff, right? So not only do I have a very large framed flag of the battalion colors with my rank and my my branch, my little Dharma wheel. It's got a nice little plaque talking about who I was and what I was, and that's all important. But even more important is that they added something extra special to that, right? The FRGs and the officers of the battalion came together, and one of the families saw this Tibetan Buddhist wall hanging, and said, that reminds me of Chaplain Moore. That's a thing that he would like. That's a thing that he would appreciate. And I did, very much. It was awesome. That's a way that we offer a gift attentively, and they gave it to me from their hand to mine, right? There was no intermediaries between them. It wasn't like, oh, hey, well, we'll mail this stuff eventually, maybe. They actually cared enough to put the effort into doing that the right way, right? It was also very respectful, right? Because they were respecting my tradition, they were respecting my faith, and that was a meaningful thing, right? So it wasn't as if they were throwing it away either. It was, they specifically went out of their way to do this when they didn't have to. And it wasn't like, oh, hey, well, here's your gift, pal, get out of my face, right? It was very much we respect him, we want to make sure he gets this. And they did, right? And a person of integrity gives a gift with the view that something will come of it. What does the Buddha mean by this? What I see him meaning, and I could be wrong, but what I see him meaning with this is that something will come of it, something of value will be produced, right? Something, the recipient will generate a certain kind of gratitude, a certain kind of warmth, a certain kind of like compassion and loving kindness, just from receiving that gift that was given in the right way. Right? So that's what I see when I hear the Buddha saying, with a view that something will come of it. Now, a way that this manifested just even not too long ago, and this is one of the cases where I have been incredibly quiet about my gratitude, is essentially the garrison chaplain offering sanctuary, providing me with a place to work. Really, is what it comes down to. So, in that way, because the garrison chaplain didn't have to do that. He really didn't. He could have just said, "Oh well, another chaplain bites the dust." Whatever. He really gave me a place, and showed a certain kind of respect that he didn't have to show, a certain kind of care, right? Attentive to, and he's still being attentive to my career in helping me to keep going, right? But what he thinks is going to come of it is I will become a better chaplain, and I will become a better asset to the chaplain corps. I will be better able to minister to human beings, better able to minister to soldiers, because he's helping out, because he gives me that opportunity. And I'm incredibly grateful for that, because that is incredibly caring on his part, right? That is a very, very That is a gift that has been given with a lot of integrity, right? It kind of actually reminds me of, um, some of you will know that I'm a fan of the video, the music video to Porter Robinson's um, Shelter, right? And if you haven't seen that, by all means, what are you doing? Go see it, right? Go watch that, because it's a powerful, powerful descriptor of exactly how sheltering someone in the way that he sheltered me and really the rest of the garrison staff is a very powerful thing. Bring the Kleenex, though. You'll need it. But he, the gratitude that I have for his act, for his generosity, for his gift of continued service, for his gift of giving me, a shelter, a sanctuary, a place to work, a place to continue ministry. The gratitude that I have for that is always there. It's just I'm really terrible about showing it, and I know that. I know that for a fact. You guys probably know that as well. Um, but this is a kind of way of me saying we have gifts in our life all the time. We receive gifts all the time. Sometimes we notice them more. Sometimes we talk about them more. But even those things that we don't, even those things that we are quiet about, we need to be grateful for, and we need to, in turn, offer gifts similarly, right? We need to offer gifts with integrity. Maybe this is pay it forward, maybe it's not. But we as Dhamma Boots, we as Buddhists need to be able to offer gifts. We need to be able to demonstrate our gratitude for those things that we have received, right? So my way of doing that, especially in terms of Chaplain Staley, the garrison chaplain, my way of doing that is going to be, I'm going to make something. And I need you as Dhamma Boots to help me figure out what that's going to be. Because obviously I could do my airbrushing like I usually do, and that may be part of it. Or it may be something entirely different. It may be something, I don't know. Give me some ideas. Chaplain Staley is a person of very high integrity. I want to make sure that I'm doing right by him as he has done right by me. I want to make sure that his efforts are not unnoticed. Right? Help me out, Dhamma Boots. So, all right. I realize it's been a really, really, really weird video. Thanks for sticking around. And do by all means, if you have any ideas for a way to demonstrate one's gratitude for generosity with integrity, I'd love to hear them. We'll use this as a thought experiment. All right? Okay. With that, Dhamma Boots, salute. We'll see you next week.